Hey, Larry.
Unmute, start video. There you go. You can hear me and see me now.
I can hear you. This has been quite a morning. Facebook Live is not working for me. I kind of know, but I don't know why. So I wasn't able to add in the Zoom app. It's a new feature. We added in, and yet it looked like it was going to work. So yesterday, so I'm like, oh, cool, it's going to work. And then I went this morning, and I thought I better try that, and it didn't work. So we're here on Zoom. Yeah. I think it might be more fun. Might be a little crazy. We'll have to see. I don't know if anyone. You might be the only one here.
Well, then we'll have a good discussion then.
Okay, good. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, because I wanted you guys to see some PowerPoints, mainly because I put slides up for you guys, the featured guests. So
okay.
Yeah, so I'll see.
I actually wanted to tell you something from our last conversation.
Okay.
Right. It affected me, or infected me, depends on how you want to look at it.
Oh no, is that good or bad? Hold on, let me let who's, I think it's Maju. Two people are waiting. Hold on a second.
Let him in.
People on hold. Of course it's not. This could be weird. Admit. All right, you guys are showing up. This is fun. I might like this better. Hello, hi Alex. Hi Mikkel. Hi Maju. Yay, this is fun. You guys can take yourself off mute, but Larry was just getting ready to say something nice, so I'm gonna let him finish.
Well, we hadn't got to the part where if it was going to be nice or not, but
oh well, that's true. I don't know, but you're smiling, so.
Well, and I'm here. So in our conversation last week that we had, it affected me because it got me thinking in a different direction. And I haven't been able to stop thinking about it. And it's definitely a direction that I'm going to end up taking. It's where I have the majority of my experience and my passion and my excitement and my energy.
That's awesome. That's right. So, that's what about is having people figure that out, right? What is that? Where should they be going, and what should you be doing? And
right.
The rest of your life is do something fun.
It should have been pretty obvious, but it took a third party, somebody that I don't know can see something that I didn't see because I'm too close to it, right, to say, well, what about this? I'm like, oh my God, what about that? I never really gave it that much thought. I don't know why. I should have. Anyway.
Wow. No, that's so good to hear. Thanks, Larry. Thanks for sharing that.
Right. And the other thing is, it doesn't matter. Oh, sorry. Let people in.
Okay, sorry. So this is all new, and I'm so excited. I think this might even be more fun than me just going live because it's kind of I'm by myself. so yeah. You guys are all here.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, everybody say hi. You can all wave. You can all see each other, I think. And Maju,
hi guys.
Correctly. Oh, hi, Alex. Oh wow, this is cool. So I'm gonna wait just a few minutes to let everybody in that's planning on coming. Just so I don't how this will, I think it's gonna, because I have to let everybody in and wouldn't let me just come on in.
Well, you can be doing this 200 or 300 times.
I know. Yeah. No, I think we're good. Well, I think most people will jump on pretty quickly here. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to see how this works. Thank you for joining me here. I'm sorry it wasn't working on live, which I kind of thought there might be a problem, but it looked like it was going to work yesterday. And then this morning I got on there and it didn't. So I'm glad you're all here. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and get started. And you guys can always, I mean, this is a small group. I know all of you. I've spoken to all of you. So thank you for joining me. If you have something you want to say, just unmute yourself and stop me and ask a question. That's fine. I do want to try to keep this to an hour so you guys we don't run over. So that would be the only thing I'd want to pay attention to. So, but I want to get started. I'm going to share my screen. Maybe. All right, let me know if you guys can all see my screen. Larry, can you see my screen? I think you're not muted yet.
I can see it.
Yes, I can see it.
Are you seeing my PowerPoint?
Yes.
The right screen. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I want to make sure. Great. Okay. Well, good. Thanks you guys. I'm so excited that you're here. All right. This is Thrive in 5 with Robin Antone. That's me. Transform your business in 5 days or less. And I'm really, really excited. Day 1, we're going to talk about building a business you crave. And I've spoken, like I said, I've spoken to most of you that are on the program today. And really, this is what this is all about, is trying to figure out how can you take your expertise and get it out there online and make a business and make a life that you love. So that's kind of where we're headed today. So yeah, this is my motto that I live by. Love your life and crave your business. I mean, if you can't wake up every morning, if you don't wake up every morning thrilled about what you're doing, figure out what you can do so that you can be that way, because life is a lot more fun. I mean, think about it. When your business is going well, it makes your life go better, right? It just makes everything a little bit more fun. All right, I have people coming in, so I apologize if I have to hesitate every once in a while and figure out how to let them in, but I think we're good. I think we're good. I did have one more. Okay. All right. Okay. So welcome to day 1. Just so you guys know, we're going to go live every day at 11 o'clock. And I don't know if I might keep it with Zoom. And then if I can figure out how to also stream it, I've done this before on Zoom and Facebook Live. They just changed their program and they won't let me add the app to my group for some reason. So I can go live on everything else, but this group for some reason. So it's giving me a hard time. So let's just stick with this. I really think I like this better. So I'll probably just have you guys come to Zoom if that works for you. So hopefully that's okay. Make sure, and I know most of you, we have had our one-on-ones, but you can also schedule a follow-up call so we can talk later in this week. So that would be great. And then if you happen to miss it, that's fine. Not a problem. I will put everything on replay on the Facebook group, in the Facebook group. And I'll also have action items. So we'll have homework each day that I'll put in there that you guys can do. So if you see action items listed, if I have a slide up and it says action items, I'll put that into the group. You don't have to write it down. I'll make sure you guys have that. I want you just to sit back and relax and enjoy the show. I don't know if it's really a show. Okay. So who's here today? So we have online business owners, we have hybrid business owners, and we have new business owners. So we have people who have traditional businesses and they've started some things online. And then we have people who have traditional businesses who now want to kind of take what they know and put it online. So you guys are a really good mix. And really, it's really fun when I talk to you guys. You're all highly educated. You've been in your business for a long time. You're getting certifications and doing all kinds of fun things. So this hopefully will take you to the next step, right? Now that you have all this expertise and all this knowledge, where can you go with it? Okay, so why are you here? You might be stuck in list building mode and course creation mode. So a lot of people, they start off trying to figure out, how do I grow a following, right? How do I grow a following? And then I guess I better get a program ready and I better do something before I actually try to sell stuff. So I'm going to show you how to kind of flip that around, where you don't have to worry about your list. You don't even have to worry about your program being ready yet. We work on that later. So kind of stick with me and you'll see how this plays out. You might be struggling and you want to spark sales by creating more engagement, more engaging content. You're trying to figure out, how do I do that? You might not be attracting your primary ideal client and you might not even know who that is yet. You don't have a system in place for consistent 5-figure income for your new program. I understand a lot of you already have very successful businesses and you're doing really, really well, which is great. But you want to take this new online venture and you want to make it work. And I can help you figure out how you do that. And you're trying to figure out how to take your expertise and become the go-to expert in your field online. You might already be in your own little niche, but online it's a little bit different, right? And you're sick of doing it all. So some of you might just be sick of doing it all and you're not getting anywhere. So like, some of you might have started to do your online businesses, but you're doing podcasts and you're doing blogs and you're posting all the time, but you're not getting where you need to go because you're kind of all over the place, right? Because shiny object syndrome, which we'll talk about later. But it's hard, right? You're not sure what's going to work. And when something doesn't work quick enough, you're thinking, oh, then I need to do something else. So I'm going to walk you through all that. Some of you might just be here because you're just ready to take your business to the next level. And so here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. Most of you hopefully know from experience that you can't go it alone and expect fast results. It's really, really hard. And it's just good to be able to bounce ideas off of each other. And Larry and I were having a little conversation at the beginning of this. It does help you to have somebody from an outside perspective take a look and say, well, why are you doing it that way? And you might have a perfectly good reason, but then that person might also push back and say, well, what about if you tried it this way? You're like, oh yeah, well, that might work better. So that's kind of what we're trying to get around. That's how I'm trying to get you to think this week. Really think outside of the box. What is it you're doing? If everything was successful and you loved exactly what you're doing, you wouldn't be here. So really think about that. Say, why am I here? Why am I here? Think about that. Okay. And bottom line is you want more sales, right? We need to make money. We're all here to make money, right? So in either case, you're here to find a better way to leverage your expertise, connect with your ideal clients, and make consistent sales. Okay. Can I get a yes to that? You can just wait.
Yes.
And I have a slide PowerPoint because otherwise I talk forever. So that's why you guys are stuck with the slide, PowerPoint. Okay. And by the end of the week, I want you to know how to set up your business based on your goals and your desires, what you should be offering your prospects. Okay. So you might think you already know what you should be offering your prospects, or maybe it just might need tweaked. You might already have a great program in place, but it might need tweaked. But you'll know by the end of the week how you should be looking at it. You'll understand what it means to flip your value ladder. So that's one of my phrases that I use, and I'll be talking about that later today. And create your beyond expectations offer they can't refuse. So I call your offers beyond expectations. I want you to have an offer that I explain what I mean beyond expectations a little bit later, but I'll just kind of quickly say it. I want it to be something your prospects want and need. That's what it has to be, something that your prospects want and need, but it also has to be aligned to what you want to do and what you're good at. Okay, so it's a combination. It's not just, hey, what do they want and need? Because we can all come up with things that our customers need, but if we're not passionate about it, then it's not any fun to do, right? You don't want to get up in the morning and go, oh, I got to go help this client. You want to be excited about what you do, okay? By the end of the week, you're going to know how to connect and communicate with your prospects and position yourself as the go-to expert in your industry. You're going to know what makes you unique and why they should work with you, all right? And you'll walk away going, okay, I get it now. I get it now. You'll be introduced to my personal Thrive in 5 content conversion system. So this is what I use, and this is how I set up my programs and systems, and you're going to see that today by the end of the day. And I want you to walk away from this week thinking, wow, I had no idea any of this was possible. I didn't know this was possible. That's what I'm hoping happens this week.
Front door.
I think Richard, just came in. I clicked the button before I read who it was, but welcome, come on in. And thank you for joining me on Zoom. All right. So first of all, it's time to stop the overwhelm and focus on actions that produce results. All right. So a lot of you have a lot of things going on, especially if you have a business and a side business. So based on what you want to do and how you want to be successful with your new venture, you need to stop doing the things that aren't making any progress for you. All right. And we'll evaluate that, and I'll show you that, and we'll talk about that this week. The idea of it is to simplify and to focus. Simplify and focus. And once I did that, everything fell into place. So it's time to shift from wanting to serve the masses, which that's part of this value ladder, flipping the value ladder, to focusing on truly helping those that you can help. So I'll start this, and I don't want to get off track, but I do want to say, when I'm talking about flip the value ladder, when you start online, typically you go out and find a guru and you start listening to all their podcasts and you get their downloads and you pay attention to what they're doing. Most of the really successful online gurus tell you to start like creating an email list and create content and do all this stuff down here. So like if you can consider your business like this, okay? So they're having you do all this freebie stuff. So they're thinking then you can grow up to the higher price tickets, like give this for free, then do something for $97, then do something for $500. And then they have you end up here later thinking that that's the way you should progress your business. If you don't have a huge marketing budget, starting your business down here is almost impossible. Almost impossible. All right. Here's what I have you do. And typically most of you are used to doing one-on-one work, right? So for flipping your value ladder, instead of giving things away for free, I encourage you to create a program that is a higher ticket priced, and you work with a small group. So instead of working one-on-one with your clients, you figure out how you take your one-on-one coaching and consulting that you do and turn that into a small group setting. And I'll tell you, even just look at our group today, this is pretty large right now actually, but if we have 5 to 10 people on a call in a small group setting and you're working with them on a regular basis, it's almost like one-on-one coaching. All right. There isn't a difference. Here's the difference. They don't have to pay you for the one-on-one coaching. And you get to scale because you can charge them whatever makes sense for you to work with 10 people a month rather than working with one person a month. So think about that. And that helps you grow, right? That helps you grow because you could technically turn it into 2 or 3 different groups, and we'll talk about all that. But just think about it. If you had 5 people paying you X amount of money a month, that could help you establish your baseline for what you want to make. So we'll get into more of that, but that's my goal. I want you to really think about flipping your value ladder and creating those small group programs. I wanted to get away from one-on-one work. When I started doing this, I'm like, I don't want to do one-on-one work. And so all this stuff down here sounded really good to me. Yeah, I'm going to make money while I sleep. I'm going to put together programs. But if you don't have the marketing budget, it doesn't work. All right. So if you want to focus on making money, this is where you need to go. Okay. So who is committed? Who is focused this week? Are you ready to create the income that matches your effort and your expertise? All right. This is my promise to you. By the end of this week, you will know what you need to do to build a business that you crave. You'll know what you need to do, because I've been doing this for a really, really long time. And I finally figured it all out, and I'm putting it all into place, and I'm here to help you. So I'm excited. I'm excited you guys are here. Okay. Okay, so before this event, I'll look at him. Don't look at my typos. Before this event, I spoke with a handful of you, and some of you agreed to be featured guests for this week. So I'm going to go through some of our featured guests. And if you are watching this and you would like to become a featured guest, let me know, because we can always talk about you during the program. And a lot of you are here today. So here we go. We're going to go through some of you. I was trying to get all this together, and then my computer system broke. So we'll see. Hopefully it all works. Okay, so not my computer, but the Facebook Live broke on me, so I didn't get to focus on this as much as I wanted to this morning. But Lisa, this is Lisa. And so here, I'm going to say this real quick. This is something that's really fun about working online. So Lisa happens to live like 20 minutes from me, but then I also have people on here from like Austria. And so it's really, really fun that you can work with whoever, and there's no difference, right? If you're doing an online business, you can work with people from all over the world, or you can work with people who live next door, and you can be successful. So it's really fun. So Lisa has been a business owner. She said 37 plus years on her form. I couldn't even put that in writing because that's ridiculous. She must have started when she was like 10, if even 10. So anyway, she's been for a really long time.
The business is 37 years old, EMI Network.
I'm like, Lisa, you're not even like close.
and have been running it since 2012.
Gotcha. Okay. So she bought the business, I think it was 9 years ago. Is that correct? Okay, cool. All right. Oh, this is so fun. You guys are here. You can help me correct myself. That's good. All right. So she has an EMI Network. It's a content marketing and custom publishing firm that, boy, her story is crazy. And maybe we'll hear a little bit more about that later this week. But she's had a really interesting journey being a business owner. And right now, the one thing that we talked about that really, okay, I probably cried during our meeting because it was like, oh my God, I can't even talk about this. Her new side venture is she wants to develop a program for women with children with special needs so they can become entrepreneurs and live the life that they want and need to better support their families and children. I can't even say it. I mean, I think that is amazing. And that's what gets me so excited about what I do, because I can help her figure out how to do that, right? So, and also she realizes there's cross promotion of services between her side venture and her EMI network, because she helps people with content marketing and publishing. So it all makes sense to what she does. Her biggest challenge is she's struggling with personally doing all the outreach, right? She feels like she's chasing, and that's kind of where we get overwhelmed, right? She says I have a good inbound automated marketing platform, but the conversations, am I saying that right? Stall. So I'm here to help you figure all that out, right? That's what I'm really here to help you with what you're doing. You'll have to, and Lisa, in your case, it can work for both everything I'm teaching you can work for both of your businesses, obviously, because you can promote both of your businesses the way we do this. But yeah, so figure out what works for each of the businesses and the divisions of your business, I guess, is how you might want to think about it, and figure out how the things that I'm teaching you how to apply them. Okay, so this is Lisa. Welcome, Lisa. And this is Larry. How do you like it?
Wow, where did you get that picture? Jeez.
Okay, this is Larry. He's an elite business training and he does elite business training and coaching, and he also owns a company called My Web Pros, and he's been in business, he says, too, like 40 years. I'm like, whatever, since you were 10.
I'm old.
Yeah. I've stopped counting. I just say 20 plus. So he's been working in the coaching field for 6 years. Okay, so Larry, why don't you jump in here? These are a lot of things. He does a lot of coaching.
Okay.
You work for a company that did coaching, correct? And take your coaching service online.
I've had a very eclectic life, and I'm really proud of that. but as a coach, I guess you can call it a coach. I worked for a company down in North Carolina for 5.5 years as their business performance coach. But prior to that, I had lots of other corporate jobs where I was managing teams, and sometimes they're internet teams, sometimes they were call center teams. And there is a huge amount of coaching, training and coaching that goes into that. I'm also a PADI course director, which means I can train people to scuba dive all the way up to train people how to be an instructor in scuba diving. And that's nothing but training and coaching right there. That's where I added all those together. That's how I got the 40 years. Where I'm at right now is because, and I used to travel, like up until COVID started, I traveled 200 days a year across Canada, around the United States, going to my employers' clients, where I call them my clients, and helping them get their business to perform better. So over the last, I don't know, 5.5 years, I've earned I've helped them earn, my clients together, nearly $7 million, and I've earned my employer over $3 million for them billing me out. Now, I just got a normal paycheck, but they're the guys making
Right.
money.
Well, guess what? Now we can change that paycheck for you. How about
So now I'm transitioning. I'm a performance coach in transition. I started my own coaching business,
that?
and I'm going to be going, I'm just putting that together because there was missing pieces. When I worked for somebody else, they did the marketing. I did everything. I did the other stuff. So now I'm flipping the script where I'm just working from home, doing my own thing. It's me, and I've got some people that I work with, but they're cohorts or they're colleagues. They don't work for me. And I'm just launching my business. My other one is my web pros. I've been doing that for almost 20 years, building websites and helping people get online and helping them with the challenges of technology.
Okay, great. Yeah, so you are very technically inclined too, which is great. And that helps. It definitely in this business, it definitely helps. So, and what you were doing, I think, was one of your biggest challenges was bringing in new clients or attracting.
Right.
So that's what we're going to be working on definitely this week, of how do you set that up and get yourself out there as the expert in your industry. Okay, so next, Sarah. Sarah, are you here? I think Sarah is from Germany, I believe. Sarah is on here. All right. Hey, Sarah. Okay, good. So she is, I have from STEM scientist to transformational coach. So she was a scientist and was working in the field for, I believe, about 6 years, maybe. And she offers coaching. She wants to coach winning startup teams in their delivery types, business models to win hackathons and attract funds, which is pretty cool. Right. So you're not necessarily even working with somebody that is maybe like Larry, but you're more working with somebody who has maybe a business or a product they're trying to create. Is that how you think of it?
So not necessarily. I love the edge of having been serving in this entrepreneurship field, but I also serve individuals, just that. It's just about taking people to their next level. That's what I enjoy doing in life. Yeah.
Perfect. Great. Okay, great. So she has her program goals is she does one-on-one coaching, and she soon wants to launch the 3 to 4 group sessions. They kind of like what we talked about, flipping your value ladder and kind of getting up here and she's taking your one-on-one coaching and putting it into a small group. So, and her biggest challenge is having more conversations with her prospects. So she wants to be able to talk to more people, get more people interested and understand what she does and know what she does. And that's definitely, you're in the right place this week. That's for sure. Thanks, Sarah. Okay, now we have Alice. Hi, Alice.
Hi.
I know you're here. I can see a couple of you guys at a time, so I can't see everybody. Okay, so I wonder if I could even move. I'm afraid to touch my thing. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. Well, now I can see you. Okay. So Alice her expertise is in writing. So right after my own heart, and life and business. Really, she's had several businesses. She has a successful business going right now. One of the things we talked about though is your tailored life is a business she's trying to do the online part of your business. Is that a correct way to say that, Alice?
Yes.
Okay, great. So she serves women who are multi-passionate and beginning their writing and business journeys. One thing she did do is she finally has her first draft of her memoir. So that's kind of cool. I know that's a big feat to have obtained. That's great. But she does offer one-on-one coaching and programs. So what we talked about with her is how do you do this, and how do you do this to either decide that you're going to do it to help people because she loves to help people, but then how do you do that and also make money, right? How do you figure out what it is that can help you make money? So you're not just working to work, you're working to make money and to help people. I think it's a good combination to have, right? Because that's one of my problems, but I love to help small business owners. Like I can get on calls all day long and just help people, but obviously we all are in business to help or to make money. So we have to figure that part out of it. So I think, and then one of her biggest challenges is finding the time to do everything, right? And that's one thing I do help you figure out this week. If you really focus on what it is you want to do and where you want to go, it's a lot easier to find time to do everything that you need to do, because you stop doing the things that don't bring you where you want to go and get you to where you want to go. I tell you just to stop it. When I met with my mentor, I had blogging and podcasts and blah, blah, and she's like, stop it. Stop it all. Let's get you focused on what it is you want to do and how you can make money. And it's really, makes a huge difference. And I can do those things later. That sounds the same. I'm not going to jump back in and start doing the things like that because it's fun. But it didn't make me the money that I needed. It didn't attract, I wasn't able to attract the people I needed to attract because I didn't have the marketing budget to spend $10,000 a month on getting people in the door. Okay, so then we have Mikkel. Mikkel, I think I saw her. I'm not sure if she's here or not. If you're here, let me know. Okay, Mikkel is a passion forward coaching coach, and she coaches, works the Compassionate Retreat, which is a live event. So she's like a dating / relationship coach. So it was really, really fun talking to her. She really focuses on empowering women to really think of themselves and how should they approach a relationship. So she has some really great programs, and she's been doing this for a long time. She's worked with a company, and now she's breaking out and doing things on her own. So she has live events, which now luckily we can kind of start doing live events again. But she does one-on-one coaching with women and in small group settings. So we're going to help her figure out how to do that online and to be successful this week. Relevant certifications. I mean, she has, all of you have certifications. I just kind of grabbed some things from each of your forms that you filled out, but you all have great certifications and education. But I just kind of grabbed this. She's a life coach certification and relationship workshop expert from the Transformation Academy. So she's had a lot of certifications on this. So it's not just, coming up and deciding to do a program. She's an expert at this and she understands it. She truly loves supporting women in their growth and helping people create change to accomplish their personal goals. So her biggest challenge is marketing and client acquisition, which that's a lot of what it is for most of us here. So yay. All right. I need to check one thing. I want to make sure. Nope. Yeah, I just want to make sure I was recording. Okay. And now we have Maju, and I think she's here. I saw her at some point. So she's a holistic wellness, nutritional, mental, and spiritual coach, and she owns a salt spa called Madonna. I don't know if I can pronounce that properly, but she owns a salt spa. So she has a traditional business, which obviously took a little bit of a hit during COVID. So she really started to transition and try to figure out what else can she do to grow her business and keep her business going, and to probably even give herself a little bit of security and a feeling of stability by doing something online that can help bring money in on a consistent basis. So she currently serves people with respiratory issues or skin issues, but I want to keep serving. Oh, I didn't read through this. Sorry. So she helps people with, okay, so respiratory issues, skin issues, body images, and looking for those who want to lose weight. Her biggest challenge is I struggle with having multiple areas of interest. Yeah, that's an entrepreneurial challenge, right? And narrowing down my niche. The same with goals. I'm extremely stubborn and trying to reach multiple goals simultaneously, and it gets me overwhelmed. So, I mean, I think a lot of us can relate to this. And that's why I really wanted to kind of point you guys out so you can kind of go, oh, yeah, I get it, right? So even if we're in different businesses and we have different ideas and different things we want to do, we all as entrepreneurs have very similar challenges. Okay, and then we have John. I don't know if John is on here yet today, but this is another one that's funny. He's like right down the street. And Larry, you're not far from, no, wait, Larry, where are you?
Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
Okay, yeah, you are far. It seemed like you were close by when we were talking.
I'm far from everybody.
That's all right. Hey,
Not for me.
What'd you say, Alice?
Not for me. I'm from Manitoba, Canada.
Okay, we're not that far. We're not that far.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's fun though, right? Because you can't tell the difference when you're online. So John, he is a startup consultant and he works with technology companies that create their software as a service. So he was awesome. His biggest issue was that he ends up working for free. Like he volunteers to work for these startup companies and then in return typically for an exchange, but not until they make money. So that's really hard to do. So his biggest challenge is I made this his own biggest challenge is to stop working for free. He loves what he does and he just wants to help everyone, but he needs to figure out, how do you do that? How do you take your expertise and how can he turn his program, his one-on-one coaching that he does with all these startups, and put it into a small group setting so that when they can all come together, pay him a little bit of money, whatever that is. It doesn't have to be a lot of times people call it the high ticket item, right? It doesn't have to be a high ticket. It can be a high ticket for you, right? It can just be, you need to figure out what that dollar amount needs to be. If it's $100, if it's $500, if it's $5,000, if it's $10,000. I mean, people have all types of different programs. It depends on your level of expertise, how much you know that now, sometimes you think that your prospects can't pay it, but you'd be surprised. So don't let that limit you too much on what price point you put on it. But the number one thing you need to focus on is, what is their result going to be? What is their result going to be? Especially for somebody like John, if he's going to work with a startup and he's going to help them get from nuts to bolts to where they actually have a product to launch, and he helps them through all of the roadblocks that, especially with software as a service, those technology issues that they have, if he's able to help them with that, that's a huge benefit to that company. So he just needs to make sure you determine your value based on the results you're going to give them. Okay, so think about that. Okay, and then we have Heidi. I'm not sure if she's on here. Heidi, speak up if you are. Heidi is an artist. She's a music maker. She has her own music studio in Austria. And there's two of you in Austria on here today too. Mr. Move It. Are you on here? I know you're on. I thought you locked in. Either way, she's an artist and her goal is to create online programs to help prepare artists for recording, to promote their programs or their music, and to market their brands and market themselves. So she works one-on-one right now, and she knows she wants to take this online. She knows she has the ability. She's been doing this for a really long time, and she wants to be able to help people in small group settings to be successful with their artistry online. So her biggest challenge is getting started and knowing what to do. All right, and so that's why she's here. If she gets here, hopefully she'll watch it on replay. All right, so I think she was our last one. She was our last one. Yeah, so I'm excited, you guys. Thank you for being featured guests. I want to work with you throughout the week. So send me questions. Always, like I said, you're welcome to chime in if you have a question during the program. I will try to get through my slides so I'm not holding people up too long. So that would be my only hesitation, but definitely raise your hand, say something, and we can talk. I want to keep this going, but I want you to also be participating and make it fun for everybody. All right. Okay. So these coaches and consultants are committed to succeeding. They're committed to succeeding. I mean, even just taking the time to fill out the form that I sent them, that was a big commitment to them. And they've shown up today and they want to make a difference with their business. All right. So they know it takes accountability, guidance, and the right system to make something happen. And they're willing to step it up for this week and commit to working on their business with me. And I'm really, really excited about that. Okay. So it's going to be fun to watch them this week and see where they end up. And I'll give you guys updates on their progress throughout the week. And I realize you guys will get busy and not everyone will be able to be live. And I understand that. And I appreciate that. Definitely, I understand that. So just as much as you guys can participate with me and do this, this is great. This is great. Okay, so if you want to be included in a featured guest or you have a good story that you'd like to share this week, just let me know. Send me a note and we'll connect after today's program. Okay, so let's start off with some beliefs. Do you believe that you've been playing small, maybe because of fear? Are you a closet entrepreneur? That was one of my videos I did earlier. I did a little, hey, I was in the closet because I have building going on. And actually the contractors are here at the house and I asked them to be quiet for an hour. We'll see how that goes. We're probably like hitting the hammer like this. But if you hear some noise, that's what it is. But anyway, so because of that, I was in my closet recording videos and I was like, are you a closet entrepreneur? And a lot of people are. Like, I would tell you people in my industry and in Cincinnati where I live, they knew what I did, but I didn't promote it anywhere. I didn't tell anybody what I did. I didn't even have business cards till like a few years ago. So I was a closet entrepreneur, right? Have you been hiding and keeping your expertise a secret? And as a coach or consultant, do you believe, okay, here's something. Do you believe that you have the ability to help people? If you're a coach or consultant, and that's most of the people that are on here, you're trying to figure out how to create a coaching program or a consulting program. If you're a coach or a consultant, you need to believe that you have the ability to help people. All right. And if you believe this, then don't you think you owe it to the people you were put here to serve? Think about that so they can succeed. Think about that. What if I didn't decide to do this? And you guys kind of floundered around for another 2 or 3 years trying to figure all this out, and you either gave up or you landed on somebody else. But it could be, who knows when that would be. I've been doing this since my first online business was 2004. And what happened was I would get called into client work, and then I would get taken away from what I really, my passion was trying to figure out how to do this online thing, right? Because if somebody calls me and says they're going to pay me, I would have to go do it because I was single. I had 3 children. I had to make money, right? So I'm here now to tell you, I can show you how to do this. You can even work it into your other business. So I'm not expecting you guys to stop working on your other businesses. Because I have a system down, you'll know exactly what you need to do every day to make your business work. So hopefully that makes sense. I have something flashing on here, so I want to make sure. Okay. Oh, you guys are chatting. Are you all chatting? Oh, I don't think I can check the chat. I might mess up something. So you need to speak up if you want to talk to me. So let me know if there's a problem, but I see that there's chats going on. That's fun. Okay. Okay. So maybe you are the holdup or the problem in your business. It's your mindset. Okay. So how badly do these people need your help? On a scale from 10, tell me, you can put it in the chat and I'll check my chats later, but on a scale from 1 to 10, how badly do the people that you can help need you? And if it's not high enough, then let's figure out what that problem is that you can solve for them, that you ish at a higher bracket, right? Honestly, I would put a 10 down. Knowing what you guys are doing and knowing what you want to do and knowing what I know, because I've been doing this for so long, I can't wait to share everything with you. I can't wait to make sure that you understand whether you work with me or not, because obviously this program is set up so that to get you into a program at the end of this, all right? But I want you to see that whether you work with me or not, you'll know what to do, right? I would encourage you to go find a mentor, whether it's me or not, I guess is what I'm saying, because you need to have somebody who's been there and done that and understands the steps you need to take, all right? So if you believe you can help your people with what it is that you want to do, you have to really be committed to that and understand that that's important to the people that you can help. Okay, hope I made that sense. So do you believe you're an expert? Okay, so what makes you an expert? Your years of experience, that helps, right? Certifications in education, sometimes, yes, that helps. Achieved results for someone else, if you've done this for somebody else or for yourself, that helps. But here's the key. You just have to have a 10% edge, because I know a lot of you are doing things because you've been certified and you're interested in like the life coaching, the transformational coaching, and you might not have been doing it forever. But honestly, in most cases, it's probably in your core. So you probably have been doing it at some level. But my point is, you only need to have a 10% edge. You just have to be a little bit further ahead than somebody else in order to be successful and to help them transform. So for example, I haven't been doing what I've been doing for a long time. I've been in online marketing. I've been in marketing in general for 20 years, online marketing since 2004, whatever that is, as far as just dabbling with doing things, right? If I had been, if the gurus that you have out there, you don't get the one-on-one, here's my point, you don't get the one-on-one work that you need with somebody who's out there making $15 million a year, as opposed to somebody who's but somebody who's been in there, and I've learned it recently so I can help you. I know exactly what it is that's going on in today's terms of how do you start your business online, where some of the gurus have older thought philosophies of what works because it worked for them back then. It doesn't work now. So that's kind of what I'm saying. You only need that 10% edge. You don't need to be 15 years ahead of somebody, 5 years ahead of somebody. You just need to be ahead of somebody so that you can say, okay, now do this, now do this. Okay, so hopefully that helps you think that through and makes you realize you're more of an expert than you think, right? So let's talk sales and marketing, which is all what we've talked about. That's what, from the beginning, right? Without sales, it doesn't matter what you're selling, right? If you don't have sales, you really don't have a business. You just have a product or service. It's not really a business, right? So marketing helps you get consistent monthly revenue. So it's whether it's word of mouth, grassroots, organic marketing, attraction marketing, paid advertising. And during this week, we're really going to take a deep dive into what you're offering, your marketing, and your sales. So what would make you excited about your business? So with that in mind, I want you to really think about your business and do not overthink this and pretend that you don't have any services or products in mind, all right? Just answer this question. What is your desired monthly income? 20,000, 50,000, 100,000. Maybe it's 5,000, and that's fine, 10,000. Maybe it's 3,000. whatever it is that you feel like if we're the business that you want to start, what would make you excited about that, right? What would get you excited to get up and go to work every day, knowing that you're making the money you need to make and you're helping the people you need to help. Okay, so you need to set a goal to get there. If you don't set a goal, you'll never get there. And I like to start with the end game. Start with the end game, because then that helps us figure out programs, pricing, promotion, all of it. It all comes from what is your goal? What is your goal? Think about that. So think about where you are right now. Are you frustrated? Are you tired of not having the business that you want? Are you worried that something like COVID could come along again and put you out of business? Do you never want to go back to your corporate job again? There's a typo there, don't read it. Okay. I do not ever want to go back to a corporate job again. I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could. Do you never, ever want a company to be in charge of your financial security? Think about it. Think about it. Those of you who've had a job and it was eliminated, or you were no longer needed, or the company went under, right? Then you're stuck, right? You're stuck at zero. I can tell you right now, you might lose clients, but you'll never lose your programs, your services, and your ability to go find new clients when you have your own business. So what can you do about it? If you don't want to be where you are now, you need a personalized system to follow to get you to where you want to go. Okay. It's not just going to happen because you wish for it or you think really hard. It's not even going to happen if you create an amazing product. I can tell you that right now. You can create an amazing programs and products. I have created websites, and oh my gosh, I have products that I designed that I had designed. I'm not a designer, but I had people design products for me and they just sit there. I never did anything with them, right? So that doesn't make it happen. All right. You have to have a proven system and plan that allows you to bring in leads on repeat, provide a service, and you have to provide a service your prospects can't refuse. So something that they want and need. They have to want it and need it. You might know something they need, but if they don't want it, it doesn't matter. Okay. It has to be something they want and need. And it needs to give you the flexibility to design your business around what you want and need, which I mentioned before about the beyond expectations for offer. That's what I want you to create, something that your prospects can't refuse, and something that you're so excited about, you jump out of bed every morning to go do it. All right. Okay. Are y'all with me? Y'all good? Okay. Okay.
Gotcha.
All right.
Taking notes.
Pardon me?
Taking notes.
Okay, I'll go good. All right. I know that sounds like a lot, but the good news is it doesn't have to be hard. You just need to be smart about it. Okay, you need to be smart about what you do. So for years, I wasn't smart about it. Like I said, I would come up with ideas. I'd start to build out a service or an offering, and then I get pulled into client work, and then I would never look back, and I would jump onto the next shiny object when I did have a break. I would create something else. All right. So can any of you guys relate to that? I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. So don't beat yourself up, right? Most entrepreneurs have shiny object syndrome. And what happens is on all of those times that I did those things, I never had a system in place. I never knew, okay, oh, boom, if I did this, now that I know, if I go back and look at all those businesses I created before, I mean, if I had time, I'd really be like killing it with all those because I know how to do it now. So focus on what it is you want right now and what I'm telling you this week, and you'll be able to eliminate the shiny object syndrome, okay? You're no longer going to be caught up in that vicious cycle. It ends today. It ends today. You have to make a commitment that that's going to end today. It's time for you to make the decision. It's time to get your business set up the way you want it set up. You need to decide that you are worth it and that your future self is worth it. All right. It's time for you to feel confident in what you are saying and doing online and really start to connect with your prospects and find new prospects that you didn't even know existed. I don't think I knew any of you a month ago. All right. How fun is this? I have a whole group of people now that I know I can help, that I can really help. I can help you get to where you want to go because I've been there and done that. And so I'm here now to show you how this works. And that's how I want you to think. So think about making that decision that you want to be 30 days, 60 days, 90 days from now, where I am now, like knowing I have a system in place, I have a great product to sell, and I have prospects who want it. How fun is that, right? So can I get a yes for that or a handshake or something? Thanks. I can only see a handful of you and I'm afraid to change my screen. I don't want to lose anything. All right. Okay, so I mean, think about it this way. Why else are you in business, right? You didn't become an entrepreneur to struggle. You started a business to have freedom. Typically, this is why you start a business, to have freedom, flexibility, unlimited potential for income, and you want to be able to help people in the way that you want to help them, whether it's through through services or amazing products, right? You might have products, or you might really, how I want you to start thinking about your services is as a product, which we call your offer. Okay. So moving forward, there's no regrets. Okay. You will not look back. You will not regret a thing that you've done in the past, because everything you've done everything you've been through, all the programs you purchased and you didn't complete, all of those business ideas that never got launched, that's what makes you who you are today. And it gives you the expertise and the knowledge that you need to move forward. Right? Okay. So, here's the other part of this. You need to stop making excuses, right? Stop making excuses for why you aren't getting things done, or why this wasn't successful, and why this didn't happen. I already told you my excuses, right? I had to go make money. I was a single mom. I didn't have a choice, right? I'm busy raising 3 kids. I got to do this. So I always had an excuse. Now that I have a system, if I had a system, I wouldn't have had an excuse. I would have been like, oh yeah, well, that makes sense. I can do this, boom, 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 and you make it work. So hopefully you see how that plays out in this. All right. So here's how I look at it. It wasn't my fault. All of those failed attempts weren't my fault. I just didn't have the right support, which would be a mentor or somebody that you're following that you understand has been there and done that. And I didn't have the right system in place. Okay. Oh, I have, let me think if I can do this. Be a Brad, not a Robin. Okay. So I don't know if I want to tell the story. Okay. So I've been single for a really long time. I don't know, since, 11, 12 years, whatever. I've had 2 long-term relationships until I met Brad. But in between those, after I had those 2, and then I had a long dating time where I dated a lot of people. And I'm trying to, hopefully I can get the story out right. I dated a lot of people, and I knew what I wanted, and I just couldn't find them, right? And I finally met Brad. I was his second date. Okay. So after we went on one date, and I said, and he called me the next day, and I said, well, if you really want to make this work, we need to stop dating other people. He's like, I agree. And so he did. So here's my point to that. I went on 200 dates. He went on 2 dates. He had the direction and knew, I explained to him how this worked. We're getting married, by the way, in October. I explained to him how it works. And my point is, if you have somebody who's been there and done that, understands it, it really, really helps you to get where you're going, no matter what it is that you're doing, right? Anytime you have a struggle or a problem with something, you call up, if you have trouble with your kids, you call somebody who has kids and say, oh my gosh, what do you do? And they give you advice, and you take that advice and you get there faster rather than try to figure it out on your own. And that's my whole point about even this week, is really taking the time to realize what it is that you need, what it is that you want, and how are you actually going to get there. All right. So the good news is I am here to help, not in your dating. Well, I could give you some dating advice, but we'll let Michaela do that for you. That's her role. That's her. So today is the day you're going to decide that you're ready for more. You're ready to do this. You're ready to take that side hustle, that business, that venture that's been in your mind, that dream you've always had, and do it, and take the steps necessary to make it happen. So can I get a yes for that? Can I get a yes either in the comments?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, you guys. I can see Lisa, Alice, and Larry. That's who I can see. Okay. So what is the secret to building a life you love and a business that you crave? Personalization. Okay. You need a personalized step-by-step system created by you for you. And I'm going to help you I'm going to walk you through that, but it's a personalized system created by you for you. This system will be different for each and every one of you, because you get to decide how you want to set it up, and you get to decide how you want to run your business, right? You need to take all of your knowledge and expertise that you have in your particular niche and organize that into a plan and a system you can follow and perfect each month to get you to your desired monthly income goals, right? So how do you do this? We all have different goals, circumstances, priorities, and motivations. So the system I'll be working with you to create will be all about how you want to run your business and what works best for you, all right? You need to take what I teach you this week and say, okay, how do I take what Robin is saying and help and apply this to my business and what I want to do and how I want to live my life and how I want my business to run, okay? Okay, so first it takes a mind shift. So have you had any mind shifts today? Just by this little bit of time that we've had together. Just think about what has happened in our short time together already. Have you set have you set high expectations for your monthly goal, or set expectations for your monthly goal? Have you declared you're ready to make a shift or a pivot in your business? Do you understand that you need to have a personalized system in order to create a life you love and a business you crave? And are you starting to wonder what is going to happen this week that will be so different than anything else you've done in the past? If these things are coming up into your head, you're having a mind shift, and that's the mind shift you need to get going and do the right things and take the next step. So what does personalization really mean? Okay, I have this listed as an action item, so this will be in your homework or your action item. I don't like to say homework because who likes homework? So there are 5 things you need to think about first is what is your area of expertise? What result or transformation can you help someone achieve? Who do you think is your ideal customer? What does your ideal customer want and need? And who do you really want, or what do you really want out of your business? What do you really want? Think about that. And it might not be, I need to make $10,000 a month. It might be, I want to help 10 people this month. And then you figure that out, right? It's your business. You get to decide. I'm just here to help you put the system in place to attract the right people and understand what you need to offer them and how you do it. You have to get to specific, okay? You have to understand who you are, understanding who you are, your expertise, and the person you want to serve, and what you have that they need and want, all while creating a product or service that works around your desired schedule and time commitment, okay? This is what you need to think about. This is how you're able to personalize a system that will allow you to build a business you crave and get the sales you desire month over month. I'm going to give you a quick little story because I do not want to run over, but I don't know where I am on my slides. Quick story. One of the girls that's in my mastermind that I work with, she put together a program and she was doing it for, I believe, 6 months. And she was pregnant and realized it wasn't going to work because she didn't want to have to take 2 months. She couldn't take 2 months off during the 6-month program for a mastermind. And so here's the cool thing about the way I'm going to teach you how you can build your business. She was able to go before she offered it to her group. She was able to shift it, make it a 3-month program, and be able to take 2 months off after the baby's born and then jump back in to doing her work and what she knows is a proven system right after she finished with that. So this is how you can think about things. If you want to take winters off, you want to have December off, you want to take summers off, whatever it is, or you want to work year round, but you only want to work Tuesday through Thursday. You can figure that out. It's your business. It's your choice. So think about that. This is, and we'll be going through the steps even more as we go through, but I really want you to think, wow. So yeah, I don't have to work. I mean, obviously you need to work hard, right? This is nothing that's going to be easy. This is you have to work hard at what you do, but because you're going to love what you're doing, it's not like you're working hard. I get up in the morning, I'm waking up at 6 o'clock now going, okay, what do I need to do today? Right?
Hey, Robin, I had a thought on that for a second. Well, every time we all the training we've ever done, we've heard the term, you got to work hard. This is going to be hard. And I just wanted to clarify that a little bit because from my upbringing, working hard means working on the farm, digging ditches and doing backbreaking work. Okay. That's just what stuck in my head. I think when we talk about working hard, it means following the system, like you said, consistently day in and day out. That's working hard.
Exactly. 100%. Right?
It's not hard, but you're working hard. It's all in perspective, right? So I've had people afraid to work with me because they have to work hard. I'm like, well, what do you mean? I mean, what is your version of working hard? And there's a very laborious, backbreaking type of work. And I'm like, well, no, this is more brain work. And definitely brain work. And for those of you that don't know, brain work is more fatiguing to your body than actually physical labor. It uses up something like 76% of your total body's energy by using brain work. And that's hard work.
That is hard work. And that's what I mean by that. It's not going to be something that you just push a button and it all comes. You have to be ready to make the commitment. And I want people everybody in this group, everybody, I've spoken to all of you, you're all hard workers. You all understand how business works, right? But like I said, if you know you have a system to follow and you're excited about what you're doing and it's a whole new thing, it's really exciting to do it. So the hard work doesn't seem so hard. It just seems fun. Sorry, I get it.
To have passion for it, it's not work at all, right? So
exactly. Okay. As you answer these questions, this is what you will ultimately achieve. If you answer the questions that I posted before, which will be in your homework, You will achieve dream clients that are attracted to your offer. You get to enjoy working with these people, and they are people you can actually help. That's what's fun. That's really fun. You also have clients that show up and do the work. They show up for their coaching. They complete the courses. They attend the calls. They ask you questions. They send you information, and you get excited because you actually get to help them, right? Not only will your clients be thrilled to work with you, they will participate and they get results. All right, you help. If they're going to participate, then they get the results, and they will be your raving fans, and they will refer you like crazy. So think about it this way. If you buy a $97 product versus you commit to a mastermind that's a small group session, which whatever the price point is, 5,000, 10,000, 1,000, whatever that is, you're more likely going to show up. If you have a smaller group and it's a community program and you're working like 5 to 10 people in a small group, you're more likely to show up than you are down here. So the people that work with me are more likely to get really good results, as opposed to somebody, if I were to do this as a $97 product that they buy on and work out on their own. Does that make sense? So think about how you can take that and help people, and then how that's going to help you by promoting what you've done with other people already. Right? Testimonials are number one in ways to help promote yourself and what you do. Okay, by answering these questions, you can now start to build your brand online, focus on your prospects and what you have to offer that they want and need. You can have a magnetic lead generation system because you will start to learn more and understand more about your prospects. You'll understand their language, you'll understand their issues, you'll understand their challenges, and you'll start to be able to sell effectively. One of the things that you'll realize is because you're advanced or further along than what they are, right? You're at least have that 10% edge because you're an expert. Sometimes you do fall out of what is it they really need. So by working in these small groups, you'll get right back into what is it that they need? What is the language I need to use to attract the next prospect? What are they struggling with? And it just helps first of all, helps you to grow and helps them to get better at what they're doing, but then it helps you to attract your next audience or your next prospect, your next client, whatever you call them. You guys are my audience today. Sorry. Okay. So does that make sense to you? Does creating a system around your specific expertise and offering your prospects an offer your prospect can't refuse and your ideal client make you feel like you can do this? I did not read that properly. But are you guys excited about this? You understand you have a system, you get the great prospects, you have the system, the plan, the prospects, and a great offer. That's what we're going to work through this week. Easy for me to say. So comment yes if you're on board. Okay, so do you feel relief? Because once I learned all this, I felt so much better. It made me realize it wasn't me, right? It wasn't me. It was just because nobody ever sat down and said, Robin, this is how you have to do it. All right. I hope you've had some ahas around all this, some realizations that make sense to why you haven't had this level of success so far. And maybe you're just getting started. So you don't even have to beat yourself up for that if you're just getting started. And if you are just getting started, wow, right? You're being a Brad. That's you being a Brad versus a Robin. I was 200 down the line and Brad was 2. So that's what I meant by that. You just need a proven system in place that you know works, okay? And that's what I'm going to be teaching you this week, and how to set it up to work for you. So this is what will light you up and get you even more excited to transform your business. I can tell you, once you figure this out, you'll be like, oh, okay, cool. Let's get going. Let's get going. Okay. Okay. So I also want to make sure that you realize that you are an expert. And I know a lot of you have been doing what you've been doing for a really long time in some capacity, right? But you just haven't figured out how to get it set up to work for you. So until now, you're in the right place. Okay. Okay, so I hope now you realize that this is possible. Can I get a heck yes in the comments? And I will check my comments later. It scares me to change now. Normally, I can see it, but I just didn't get a chance before we got going here. Okay, all right. So, okay. So here's the exciting part for today. Not that all of this hasn't been exciting, but this is the system that I use, the Thrive in 5 content conversion system. All right, these are the 5 parts of the system that you guys need to be working on this week. Number 1 is your expertise, really narrowing down what is your expertise, what is it, not only, and I can send this to you, at least I see you taking a picture, but you can't, I got you. You can take a picture, you're welcome to take a picture, but I'll make sure you guys have this. But it's your expertise, right? What is it that you do best and something you love to do? Make sure, you guys, if you're going to build a business, make it around something you love. Like, I love working with you guys. I hope you can see that. I love talking to you. I love meeting with you one-on-one. I just love it. And when when I see you guys doing things and improving, it's just so much fun to see people to progress with their businesses. It's that for me, that's fun. So figure out what that is for you. And a lot of you, it's similar. You guys are working with small businesses and you're some type of a transformational coach or a business coach. And so I get it. I get how you feel, right? Number 2 is your commitment to communicate and connect with your prospects, which we will be going over this week. I believe tomorrow, we'll be doing that tomorrow. So that's one thing that you will be doing. You have to step it up online and start talking and communicating with your prospects. But I have some really fun and easy strategies to do that. So I make it so that you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense, right? That makes sense. So you'll learn that tomorrow. Number 3, the third part of your content conversion system is the beyond expectations offer. All right, something that's irresistible and works for you, right? So it's both something they want to need and something you want to need, right? Think of it both ways, all right? Number 4 is your creative closing skills, which don't get nervous. I go over that on the 4th day. We talk about your $1 million message, and I will walk you through all of that. And number 5, your proven personalized plan or system that you can implement month after month. This is what gets you beyond expectation results, all right? So these 5 parts are what we're going to go over this week, and you'll walk out of here going, wow, I didn't know I could do that. I didn't know how this worked. This all makes sense. So I'm excited that you guys are here. I do not know where I am in my list, so I'm going to keep moving. Where are we? Oh, we're at 12 o'clock. Okay. I'm going to talk fast so we can get through this. Sorry. Okay, this is the core foundation that will not only allow you to become well-known in your industry, make money, the money you're hoping to make, and scale your business even further in the future. All right. So you not only can you, so what I'm going to teach you about, like the one-on-one programs, this can be scalable. And I don't want you to sit back and go, well, that can't be scalable. I can't make enough money. I'm going to show you that. That's part of my program. It's part of my mastermind. I'm going to get you started here, but this is a program that is 100% scalable. All right. It is scalable where you will eventually be making money while you sleep, but we need to start somewhere, right? You can't just start and hope to get people in and buy programs for you until you accomplish and you figure out how to do this part of it first. Okay. Hope that makes sense. This keeps you focused, task-oriented, and accountable. So no more shiny object syndrome and no more overwhelm. That's going to stop today. It's going to stop today. Don't do anything I don't tell you to do, and don't worry about anything else. Just start thinking about the things we talked about today. This is your core process. And when you nail these 5 sections of your business, you will have the business that you crave. I can guarantee you. I can guarantee you you'll have a business you crave. All right. Oh, sorry, I get excited. Okay. Imagine with me for a minute. I wish I knew which slide I was on. I don't. If you have to go, I understand. But if you can stay, stay. Okay. Imagine knowing you finally have a real online business where you can talk about it without being embarrassed, right? Or worried that you aren't doing the right thing. I mean, think about that. Like a lot of us just we're closet entrepreneurs because we don't really know what we're doing and we didn't know how to, we know what we're doing. We just didn't know how to get it out there. We didn't know how to build the business part of what we do, okay? Imagine knowing that all you need to do is follow a plan and boom, things fall into place. Follow the plan, follow the system, do it, boom, it falls into place. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I know Larry pointed that out. It's not going to be easy. I don't want to scare you off, but I can tell you the journey is amazing. The journey is amazing, all right, and fulfilling, and gives you the confidence that you need to make this work. The journey alone, not even the results. The journey is amazing. I can tell you that. It's amazing, and I'm excited you guys are here. Okay, so action item. Oh, I think we're almost finished. Okay, action items for today. Answer the questions listed in the guide section under day 1. So on the Facebook group, I'll have this replay. So if you ever want to listen again, you can watch it there. And then I'll also add in any of the action items listed in this program. And also, Lisa, for you, I'll make sure I put in the system. So you have the 5-point system in there too. So these are the things that you need to think about first, which we already talked about, and I'm not going to read them again. And then here's something else I want to add in here for today. So answer the personalization, what that really means. But then also, I want you to think of 3 challenges your prospects face that you can solve for them. Think about 3 challenges your prospects face that you can solve for them. And that will be in the homework for today too. And just work that through. And if you guys want to send information to me in advance, if you want to post it in the Facebook comments, we can just post it. I'm going to have posts where you can say, hey, answer your homework questions here if you want to do that. And it can be a group conversation, or you can just send them to me privately. That's fine too. Or you can just keep them to yourself. And then when we come here, you can mention, especially with Zoom, I like this, you guys can raise your hand and ask questions about it once you start working on stuff tomorrow. Okay, let me see if I'm good. Okay, good. All right, so we're done. We're almost finished. Okay, so hold on tight. Tomorrow, I'm taking you for a ride. If you didn't think today was a ride, wait till tomorrow. If you thought today was crazy, wait. Okay. what would it be like to be the go-to expert in your industry? How would your conversations change? And I'm talking about the go-to expert in your industry online. You might already be the go-to expert in your industry in the traditional sense, all right? But I'm talking about online, all right? How would your conversations change? How would you feel having clients knocking down your doors, right? And that means DMs and likes and Facebook posts and comments and emails, right? Not because we don't really knock on down doors with online. The conversations you have can make or break your business. You are a reflection of your brand. So you need to keep this in mind. You're now a reflection of your brand when you have an online business. Tomorrow, we will take a look at what you need to be doing and where you need to be to not only connect and engage with your prospects, but get them into your programs and get them into your programs and turn them into raving fans and buyers. All right, we're going to talk about that whole process tomorrow. Oh, there's a few typos in here because I didn't get a chance to review everything this morning because I was working on fixing my Facebook Live. Sorry about that. But the conversations you have take you to celebrity status. That's what the goal is. Let's get these conversations so that people know who you are, they know what you're doing, and they're excited to talk to you. And I am really, really, really excited that you guys joined me today. And thank you for jumping onto the Zoom call. I really like this better than doing the Facebook Live. So I'm going to probably keep doing this, maybe try to still figure out how I can make it live on Facebook too. But so if you'd like the Zoom, just look for the email tomorrow and I'll make sure I send a link to everybody once I get that set up. And do you guys have any last minute questions? Anything? Yes, Lisa, you need to unmute. Yeah.
Yeah, so with my offer, what I'm doing on my side venture of helping, mothers with special needs children become entrepreneurs, there isn't a ton of money to get started. And one of the models I teach is not having capital and becoming an entrepreneur. So in ways you can do that. So flipping my value ladder makes me uncomfortable. I was just curious how I could think about that because my programs and offerings are low cost options.
Okay.
How can I flip that?
So there's a couple different ways to think about it. So you can take, what I'm going to teach you is how do you attract people into your programs? Like this is what we're going to be talking about this week is how do you get people like you guys?
Can I say something, Robin?
Pardon me?
Can I say something here?
Oh, sure.
I think what's your name, honey?
Lisa?
Lisa, yes.
Lisa, you are the leader here in your own business and it begins with you. And I think you need to have a mindset change that as you are worth the money and people will pay. It doesn't matter what they say they cannot afford. Last year, I paid for a $2,000 coaching when I had $0 in the bank. And
I'm talking about the capacity of my prospect. I'm not talking about my value or my worth. In my EMI business, it's my engagements are between $8,000 and $30,000 actually dollars. So I get that. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I was talking about the capacity of my prospect. So I know my prospect profile really well, and they don't have a large amount of money to invest to get started. So in respect for that and consideration, I was just curious.
Okay. So I would think of it like this, and I'm sorry. Was that Sarah? Talking? I can't see who was talking.
Yeah, I couldn't either.
Okay, sorry. So either way, I get what she's saying too, because you don't.
Yeah, I do.
You don't really know what people are going to pay, right? Depending on what they really want to do and what they need. But what I would suggest to you, Lisa, is you can create programs. So what I'm going to teach you this week will be how do you get prospects. You would just probably need to get more prospects in, depending on what your income.
Yeah, volume-based approach.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're uncomfortable charging more than a couple hundred or whatever it is that you charge, then you just need to make sure you get more people in or make it sustainable so that it works for you. And in your case, you have your other business, and hopefully that's the money you need to pay your bills. And then you have this program is just supplementary, and you're doing a great job because then people know that you're doing it and you're getting to do your feel good program, and I'll help you figure out how do you actually get to those people, right? Whether it's they're going to pay you $200, $300, or they're going to pay you $5,000. How do you get to those people? So that's how I would look at it. Yeah. And in your case, I think you're going to learn a lot that you can do with EMI as well, because.
Yeah, I definitely could flip my value ladder with EMI without a problem. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
exactly.
easy.
So,
Yep.
so yeah, so I
Yep.
think you'll definitely get something out of this week, but I would, you're flipping your value ladder for what you're doing is just making sure that you're putting into small group programs where you're showing up for them. You're showing up live for them. There's a difference between selling a free program or a program for a lower price and not being there, and selling a program for a lower price and actually being there for them. That's where you get your results. And that's where you really can make a difference and an impact when you're first starting out. So that's what I think about for you.
Helpful. Thank you.
I know Alice is kind of the same way. She has some lower price programs that she wants to offer her folks. So I'm not here to say, oh, you have to charge $5,000 for everything you do. I'm saying, think about what kind of impact do you want to make? How can you get more people to your group? And what is it you want to do? And I suggest that you show up live. You show up and you really work with them one-on-one in the small group programs. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. All right. I think if I flip this next slide, I think it's see you tomorrow slide. Yeah. All right. We made it to the end. I'm sorry I ran a little bit over. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for sticking around. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. And I hope I will see you tomorrow. And we're going to be talking about conversations that boost your sales and turn you into celebrity status. All right. Thanks, you guys.
Thanks, Robin.
Hi,
Okay.
everyone.
Oh, now I can see all of you.
I am trying to figure out how to get out of here.
I'm going to end it right now. You'll get out.
Oh, good.
Guys.